I'm finally getting overwhelmed. I mean, it's finally getting too insane, and I don't even... You know, I guess the Bible says they wear out the saints with all their, chicanery and their enjoyment of it. And I'm not saying I'm a saint or anything, but, it's just I feel worn out sometimes. I know you must feel worn out, 30, 40 years fighting this. I don't know, 35 years, whatever it is. And I want to go to a few phone calls here, but also tell folks how to get that new DVD you've put out on this so it's all clearly laid out. But from what you're saying and what appears to be happening, I mean, the way they won't let the states protect themselves, so it's worse. The way they screwed up Katrina and made it as bad as they could so they could say, oh, look, FEMA needs more power. The way Obama now says, I'm going to get my carbon tax with this. The way they're now telling us it may go to Christmas. Then they said it may go for a year. Now they say it may go for 2 years. It looks like they're getting us ready to just say, the Gulf of Mexico is now going to be a black lagoon of toxic waste.
Well, Alex, I have covered what actually has happened, and I have given you documented information. I have talked about what is happening, not only what did happen, but what is happening. Now I'd like to tell you what's going to happen. And I'll begin with John Hofmeister. And I'm going to back up all of this with names and dates. I don't dare give this without it. John Hofmeister is the former president of Shell Oil, is the author of a book entitled Why We Hate the Oil Companies. You can go find this for yourself. Now, here's what he says. The BP disaster has raised questions about halting risky domestic oil extraction procedures altogether, including deep water programs. But Hofmeister, a longtime advocate of more domestic drilling, says America simply can't afford to stop drilling. America's net imports of foreign oil has jumped from 58.2% in 27 from 34.8% in 1973. That's according to the U.S. government. Now, Hofmeister says, while we dream about new energy systems decades from now, the price to consumers will have to pay for things like gasoline, electric, diesel would just skyrocket if America halted offshore drilling. Prices could go to a point where fixed income and low-income people are simply taken out of the personal mobility marketplace, which would be a shock and unnecessary because of our unwillingness to produce domestic resources. Now I'm going to give you his prediction. Here it is, what you're going to be paying for gasoline. I'm surprised somebody hasn't asked that so far. I know, it's down at the pump right now, but you haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to tell you what is John Hofmeister's statement, because you remember the President of the United States of America said just recently he's going to halt all future permits for offshore drilling, and here's what Hofmeister says. You can put it in your book. My Mr. X has told me this will probably happen, and here it is. People also don't want oil washing on their beaches, whether it is the Gulf of Mexico, Florida, or maybe the East Coast. I'll go into that in a moment. Do you think that American public is going to say, we don't want the drilling offshore anymore? Well, here's what he says. To accept, he said, if Americans say that, you are going to be accepting $6 to $8 per gallon at the gas pump as an alternate in the near future. Folks, you are going to be paying $6 to $8 at the gas pump in the near future.
Well, Lindsey, I saw an AP article yesterday. I saw an AP article yesterday to interrupt, where all the foreign oil companies and U.S. oil companies that had their rigs out there already drilling, the headline was, oil companies pull up stakes in the Gulf, and they're all just leaving. No new exploration, even in areas in international waters. It's over, and now Obama's saying he's going to try to stop deep drilling in the United States. And this is the move to nationalize the oil companies that we're now going to see from this. And the head of the Department of Transportation 2 months ago was in the New York Times saying, we are officially anti-car, and we're going to make you use buses and trains. So this is their dream.
You will be paying $6 to $7 a gallon at the gas pump. By the way, if you're going on vacation anywhere, go quick. Don't even wait till the end of the summer. you are going to be paying $6 to $7 a gallon at the gas pump in the very near future.
And that means airline traffic's going to go up?
Oh, airlines will go bankrupt. There's no way that airlines can stand this. They'll nationalize the airlines. The government will take them over. Obama wants to make us a socialistic state, and he's going to do it because now he has the wherewithal to be able to. Now, I want to give you the other item, though. This one is future. And I have to read this. The oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico may have apocalyptic consequences. A report of the Russian Ministry of Natural Resources said the British petroleum oil spill is threatening the entire eastern half of North American continent with total destruction, report says. An ominous report by Russia's Ministry of Natural Resources warned of the impending disaster resulting from the British petroleum oil and gas leak in the Gulf of Mexico, calling it the worst environmental catastrophe in all of human history. The European Union Times reported. Russian scientists believe BP, folks, please write these words down. I'm going to spell them for you in just a moment. Russian scientists believe BP is pumping millions of gallons of Corexite, Corexite 9,500, a chemical dispersing agent, under the Gulf of Mexico waters to hide the full extent of the leak, now estimated to be over 2.9 million gallons a day. Experts say Corexite 9,500 is a solvent 4 times more toxic than oil, 4 times more toxic. The agent, scientists believe, has a 2.61 ppm toxicity level, and when mixed with the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico, its molecules will be able to phase transition. This transition involves the change of the liquid into a gaseous state, which can be absorbed by clouds. The gas will then be released as toxic rain, leading to unimaginable environmental catastrophe, destroying all life forms from the bottom of the evolutionary chain to the top. Alex?
Yes, sir, I'm listening here. Continue.
Well, what are we going to see? If they don't contain this thing, and this is a big if. I hope tomorrow morning that BP will be able to cap this whole thing. That is my wish. I'm begging. I'm pleading. I'm asking. Please do it. If they don't, with the toxic gases that are coming out of this well with the oil, hydrogen sulfide, benzene, methylene chloride, and our stupid congressmen up there, they haven't got the backbone of a jellyfish. They don't have an ounce of care for human beings, or they'd be telling them what the Environmental Protection Agency has found that is blowing over the land. Now, I was a pilot for 30 years. I know that prevailing winds are from the northwest to the southeast, and these gases are blowing over the Delta, over Florida, and if they do not cap this well, you are going to see people sick. You might even see an evacuation of certain parts of the Gulf and Florida. It is going to affect the finances, economy of this country in a way that you can't even imagine.
Well, I certainly hope that's not the case, but we're going to have to watch and see how that unfolds with Lindsey Williams. Lindsey, I want to take 5 calls or 6 calls right now in quick succession and then let you go, and we'll get updates from you as this unfolds. But before we go to these calls, give folks the website and the phone number again, because you called me about this in the last 4 or 5 days. You've been working on a DVD that was just completed or shot yesterday where you break all this down into video format. And tell folks how they can get your breakdown of this information.
I did a CD on yesterday. We had to do it quickly.
Oh, so it's audio.
To be able to get this information out. All of what I've said today is on there, plus I have pages of information that's not there. I beg of you, you know my DVDs and CDs are not copywritten. You must get this out to millions of Americans. Alex Jones Show, you've got to get everybody to go on the web and look at it. Please call and get my 8 DVD set and the one that we produced on yesterday, which will tell you everything that's going on in the Gulf. The toll-free number is 888-799-6111. Now, some people don't like to talk to an operator. Please go on the web to prophecyclub.com. You can get it there if you wish. That's prophecyclub.com, or our toll-free number, 888-799-6111. The operator standing by, and oh, by the way, they will have English voices. It won't be a foreign operator. You're going to get an American that you talk with.
Well, I know this, Lindsey. We're going to be able to sit here and watch this unfold and see what happens, and always interesting information. Let's go ahead and talk to Mike in California. Mike, you're on the air.